Shem Hamaya Ki Jai Veshveshvari Mati Ki Jai Pule Baba Ki Jai. We'll go on with chapter 20 from book 11 of the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. The Brahmanas, firstly, should sip 3 times water and then sprinkle the water twice. He is to touch the water by the right hand and sprinkle water on his 2 feet. Next, he sprinkled the water on his head, eyes, nose, ears, heart, and head thoroughly. Then, speaking out the time and the place, he should commence the Brahma Yagya. Next, for the destruction of all sins and for the getting of liberation, he should have the darba, sacrificial grass, and kusa grasses, 2 on his right hand, 3 on his left hand, 1 grass each on his seat, on his sacrificial thread, his tuft, and his heels. No sin can now remain in his body. I am performing this Brahma Yagya for the satisfaction of the Devatas, according to the sutras. Thus thinking, he is to repeat the Gayatri mantra 3 times. Then he is to recite the mantras. He is also to recite the sutras. Next, he is to recite the mantras that are famous in the Rig Vedas. Saying this, thus, he should offer water squeezed out of a cloth. Om Narada, thus I have spoken to you the rules of the Brahma Yagya. Whoever performs this Brahma Yagya gets the fruits of studying all the Vedas, then performing in due order the Vaisva, Deva, Homa, Shraddha, serving the guests and feeding the cows. The devotee is to take his meals during the 5th part of the day, along with the other Brahmanas. Then the 6th and 7th parts of the day he is to spend in reading histories and the Puranas. Then the 8th part of the day he is to devote to seeing the relatives, talking with them, and receiving visits from other persons. Then he will be prepared to perform the evening sadhya. O Narada, I'm now telling you of the evening sadhya. Listen, Sri Bhagavati is placed very quickly with him who performs the evening sandhya. First make the archmaniam and make the vayu and make the air in the body steady, with heart tranquil and with the seat be calm and quiet while engaged in performing the sandhya. At the commencement of all actions prescribed in the Shrutis and Smritis, first perform the Sagabha Pranayama. In other words, recite the mantras mentally for the due number of moments and make the pranayama. Simply meditating is called Agarbha Pranayama. Here, no mantra is necessary to be recited. Then have the purification of the elements and the sankalpa. First of all, the purification of elements are to be done first. One becomes then entitled to do other actions. While doing the inhale and retaining and exhaling in pranayama, meditate on the deity duly in the evening time. Meditate on the Bhagavati Satya Devi. Thus, the name of the Gayatri Devi of this time is Saraswati. She is old, of black color, wearing ordinary clothes, and in her hands are seen conch shell, disc, club, and lotus. On her feet, the anklets are making sweet tingling sounds. On her loins, there is the golden thread decked with various ornaments. She is sitting on Garuda. On her head, the invaluable jewels crown is seen. On her neck, the necklace of stars. Her forehead shines with a brilliant luster, emitting the pearl and jewel ornaments. She has put on her yellow clothes. Her nature is eternal, knowledge, and ever bliss. She is uttering Samaveda. She resides in the heavens, and daily she goes in the path of the sun. I invoke the Devi from the solar orb. O Narada, meditate on that Devi thus and perform the sanya. Then perform the marjanam in the mantras. Next, repeat the Gayatri and offer with a pure heart. The offering of Agya to the sun for the satisfaction of Narayana. While offering the Agya, keep the two legs level and similar and take water in folded palms, and meditating on the Devata within the solar orb, throw it towards him. Next, worship the sun by the Surya mantra. Then, taking one's seat, meditate on the Devi and repeat the Gayatri 1,000 times or 500 times. The Gayatri is to be repeated. The worship in the evening is the same as the morning. Now I'm speaking of the Tarpanam in the evening Sandhya. Here, Vasistha is the Rishi of the aforesaid Saraswati. Vishnu, the form of Saraswati, is the Devata. Gayatri is the Chanda. Its application in the evening Sandhya is Tarpanam. Now the Tarpanam of the adjunct of Sandhya runs as follows. O Swaparasam Tarpanami. Om Sama Vedam Tarpayami. Om Surya Mandalam Tarpayami. Om Hiranya Garbam Tapyami. Om Param Mantram Tarpanam. Om Sarasvatam Tarpanami. Om Deva Nataram Tarpayami. Om Samkritam Tarpanami. O Vishnu Rupinam Usarpim Tarpanami. Thus perform the Vedic Tarpanam, O Narada. Thus have been described the rules of the sin-destroying evening Sandhya. By this evening Sandhya, all sorts of pains and afflictions and diseases are removed, and ultimately the moksha is obtained. What more than this that you should know? The Sandhya Bandhanam is the principal thing amongst the good conduct and the right ways of living. Therefore, Shri Bhagavati fructifies all the desires of the bhaktas who perform this Sandhya Bandhanam. Here ends the 20th chapter of the 11th book on the description of the Brahma Yagya, Sandhyas, etc. in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshwari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki